Tonight we're diving into what happens during deep sleep learning. Forget everything Hollywood told you. This is the real story, and trust me, you probably wouldn't last a day. So before you get too comfortable, hit that like button if you enjoy this kind of deep dive, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Now, dim the lights, maybe grab a snack, and let's jump in. Picture this. It's 3 a.m. Your brain is doing something absolutely wild right now, something that would blow your conscious mind if it could actually witness it. While you're drooling on your pillow, convinced you're flying through a grocery store made of cheese, your neurons are throwing the most organized party in the known universe. We're talking about deep sleep learning, and no, I don't mean those sketchy YouTube ads promising you'll wake up fluent in Mandarin after listening to some robot voice all night. Let me paint you a picture of what's actually happening in that skull of yours. You know that feeling when you're trying to remember where you put your keys, and suddenly at 2 a.m. you bolt upright, knowing exactly where they are? That's not coincidence. That's your brain's night shift crew doing what they do best: filing, sorting, and occasionally throwing away the mental equivalent of that expired yogurt you've been ignoring. Your brain right now, assuming you're not watching this at 3 a.m., like some kind of rebel, is preparing for tonight's performance. It's checking its equipment, warming up the hippocampus, stretching out those synapses, because when you finally hit that pillow tonight, it's showtime. And the main act, deep sleep learning. The process that's been keeping humans from being complete disasters since we figured out fire was hot. Here's where it gets weird. While you think sleep is just your body's way of forcing you to stop doom scrolling, your brain is actually running the most sophisticated data management system ever created. It's like having a team of tiny librarians sprinting through your neural pathways, deciding what stays, what goes, and what gets upgraded to long-term storage. Except these librarians are on steroids, work in complete darkness, and occasionally make you dream about showing up to work naked. But before we dive deeper into this neurological nightclub, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why you can remember the lyrics to that one embarrassing song from 2003, but can't remember what you had for lunch yesterday? Or why you suddenly understand a math problem after sleeping on it? Drop a comment below with your weirdest sleep revelation. I once woke up knowing how to fold a fitted sheet. Still can't explain that one. The truth is, your brain during deep sleep is like a master chef working after hours. While the restaurant is closed, they're back there prepping tomorrow's ingredients, perfecting recipes, and occasionally eating the leftover breadsticks. Except instead of food, it's memories. Instead of recipes, it's neural pathways. And instead of breadsticks, it's probably that embarrassing thing you did in 3rd grade that your brain refuses to delete. Now you might be thinking, sleep is just sleep, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. Your brain has more sleep stages than a Shakespeare play has acts, and each one is doing something completely different. We've got REM sleep, where your eyes go crazy like they're watching an invisible tennis match. We've got light sleep, where you're basically just pretending to be asleep to avoid responsibilities. And then we've got deep sleep, the VIP section of unconsciousness, where the real magic happens. Deep sleep, also called slow wave sleep because scientists love making simple things sound complicated, is when your brain waves slow down to a crawl. We're talking delta waves here, oscillating between 0.5 and 4 Hz. To put that in perspective, that's slower than your friend who takes 20 minutes to choose a Netflix show. These waves aren't just randomly slow either. They're synchronized, organized, like a massive orchestra where every neuron knows exactly when to play its note. You enter deep sleep about 45 to 90 minutes after you fall asleep, assuming you're not one of those people who checks their phone every 5 minutes. Your body temperature drops, Your heart rate slows to the point where you'd worry if you were awake, and your muscles relax so much you basically become human pudding. This is when your brain decides it's safe to start the real work. Think of your conscious mind as the annoying micromanager who won't let anyone do their job properly. Once that guy goes to sleep, the real workers can finally get things done. Your hippocampus, that seahorse-shaped piece of brain real estate, starts uploading the day's experiences to your cortex, like it's backing up files to the cloud. Except this cloud storage is infinite, doesn't require a subscription, and occasionally gives you superpowers in your dreams. The process is so energy intensive that your brain actually uses almost as much glucose during deep sleep as it does when you're awake trying to understand cryptocurrency. It's burning through fuel, creating new connections, strengthening old ones, and basically doing a complete system update without you having to click restart or worry about losing your unsaved work. What's even crazier is that this isn't random. Your brain has priorities. It knows what's important and what's not, though sometimes its judgment is questionable. That's why you can forget your anniversary, but remember every word to the theme song of a cartoon you watched when you were 7. Your brain's filing system is like that friend who organizes their bookshelf by color instead of alphabet. It makes sense to them, even if it drives everyone else crazy. During this time, your neurons are literally replaying the day's events, but at high speed, like someone watching YouTube videos at 2x speed, but actually understanding everything. These replays aren't perfect copies though. Your brain is editing, remixing, combining different memories to create new connections. It's basically doing what every DJ claims they do but actually delivering. The wildest part. This whole process is happening while you're completely unconscious, drooling on your pillow, possibly snoring loud enough to wake the neighbors. You have zero control over it, which is probably for the best, considering how badly most of us manage our conscious thoughts. Imagine if you had to manually decide which memories to keep. We'd all just be walking around remembering memes and forgetting how to tie our shoes. Your brain during deep sleep is ruthless about what it keeps and what it tosses. It's like Marie Kondo got into your head and started asking if each memory sparks joy. That random conversation with the barista, deleted. The important meeting notes, compressed and filed. That embarrassing moment from high school, permanently etched into your long-term memory because apparently your brain hates you. But here's where it gets really interesting. Your brain isn't just organizing existing memories during deep sleep. It's actually creating new connections, solving problems, and sometimes even learning new skills. Ever notice how you can practice something all day and suck at it, but wake up the next morning suddenly better? That's not magic. That's your brain's night crew putting in overtime, running simulations, and basically turning you into a slightly improved version of yourself. The research on this is mind-blowing. Scientists have watched people's brains during deep sleep and seen them replaying the exact same patterns from when they were learning something new during the day. It's like your brain is running practice drills while you're unconscious. Imagine if you could do that with everything. Practice piano while sleeping. Learn languages while snoring. Get better at parallel parking while drooling. Actually scratch that last one. Some things are beyond even deep sleep's power. This is why pulling an all-nighter before a test is possibly the dumbest thing you can do, right up there with texting your ex at 2 a.m. or eating gas station sushi. Without deep sleep, all that cramming is like trying to save a document without hitting save. The information is there temporarily, but one wrong move and poof, it's gone. Your brain needs that deep sleep to convert short-term memories into long-term knowledge. The process is so important that if you don't get enough deep sleep, your brain starts acting like a computer with too many browser tabs open. Everything slows down, nothing works quite right, and you occasionally freeze up completely when someone asks you a simple question. That's your brain's way of saying, "Hey buddy, I need my maintenance window, and you keep denying me." So next time someone tells you they'll sleep when they're dead, remind them that without proper deep sleep, their brain is basically already halfway there. Comment below if you've ever had that experience, where you wake up suddenly understanding something that made zero sense the day before. And if you're enjoying this journey into your unconscious mind, that like button isn't going to hit itself. We're just getting started, and trust me, it gets weirder. Let's talk about what your brain is actually learning while you're unconscious, because this is where things get properly weird. You know how in The Matrix, Neo downloads Kung Fu directly into his brain? Well, your brain is kind of doing that every night, except instead of martial arts, it's downloading things like how to recognize patterns, emotional responses, and occasionally the solution to where you left your phone. During deep sleep, your brain is running what scientists call memory consolidation, which sounds boring until you realize it's basically your brain deciding what parts of you get to exist tomorrow. Every experience you had today is on trial, and your neurons are the jury. Did that conversation teach you something useful? Guilty of being important, sentenced to long-term storage. Did you spend 3 hours watching videos of cats being scared by cucumbers? Surprisingly, also saved, because your brain has questionable priorities. The hippocampus, your brain's temporary storage unit, is frantically uploading everything to the neocortex, your permanent hard drive. It's like transferring files from your phone to your computer, except your phone is made of meat. Your computer is also made of meat, and the transfer happens while you're dreaming about being late for an exam you haven't studied for, in a class you never signed up for. But here's the kicker. Your brain isn't just moving memories around like some neurological moving company. It's actively editing them, combining them, and sometimes completely making stuff up. That's why you might wake up convinced something happened that definitely didn't, or suddenly understand how two completely unrelated things are connected. Your brain is basically writing fan fiction about your own life, and sometimes it comes up with plot twists that actually make sense. The learning that happens during deep sleep is different from conscious learning in one crucial way. When you're awake, you're learning specific things: how to ride a bike, the capital of Norway, why you shouldn't microwave aluminum foil. But during deep sleep, your brain is learning patterns, connections, and relationships between things. It's like the difference between memorizing a recipe and understanding why certain flavors work together. This is why musicians often wake up with new melodies in their heads, why scientists dream of solutions to problems, and why you suddenly understand that toxic relationship pattern you've been repeating since college. Your unconscious brain is connecting dots your conscious mind didn't even know existed. It's running algorithms more complex than anything Silicon Valley has produced, and it's doing it while you're wearing your ratty old t-shirt and drooling on your pillow. The process is so sophisticated that researchers have found they can actually influence what your brain consolidates during sleep. Play certain sounds or smells that were present during learning, and your brain will prioritize those memories. It's like your brain has a playlist, and whatever's on repeat gets saved to your permanent collection. This is why falling asleep to true crime podcasts might not be the best idea unless you want your brain filing away detailed murder methods alongside your grocery list. Now, you might be wondering, can you actually learn new things while sleeping? Or is your brain just organizing what's already there? The answer is both, and neither. And also, it's complicated because neuroscience loves to mess with our simple understanding of things. Your brain during deep sleep is like a student who's simultaneously reviewing notes, making new connections, and occasionally inventing entirely new theories that somehow work. Studies have shown that people can actually improve at tasks without any additional practice, just by sleeping. Researchers taught people to tap out sequences on a keyboard, let them sleep, and they came back better at it. Not just faster, but more accurate, like their sleeping brain had been practicing all night. It's basically the neurological equivalent of those old kung fu movies where the master trains in his dreams. But before you get excited about learning calculus while catching zids, let me burst that bubble real quick. Your brain can't learn completely new information during deep sleep. You can't put a Spanish textbook under your pillow and wake up bilingual, no matter what those sketchy internet ads promise. Trust me, if that worked, we'd all be polyglot genius bodybuilders by now. What your brain can do is strengthen and reorganize what you've already learned. It's like having the world's best editor go through your rough draft while you sleep. They can't write new chapters, but they can make what's there so much better that it seems like new content. They fix the plot holes, strengthen the character development, and occasionally add a plot twist that makes everything make sense. The really mind-bending part is that your brain during deep sleep is actually predicting future scenarios based on past experiences. It's running simulations, testing hypotheses, basically playing out what-if scenarios like some biological supercomputer. This is why you might wake up knowing how to handle a situation you've never faced before. Your brain already ran the simulation and figured out the optimal response while you were busy dreaming about showing up to work in your underwear. This predictive processing is so powerful that it can actually change your behavior without you consciously deciding to change. Ever notice how you suddenly stop making the same mistake after a good night's sleep? That's not coincidence. That's your brain updating your behavioral software based on the pattern analysis it did overnight. It's like getting automatic updates, except instead of slowing down your phone, they actually make you marginally less likely to do something stupid. The learning that happens during deep sleep is also emotionally intelligent in a way that conscious learning often isn't. Your brain is processing not just what happened, but how it felt, what it meant, and how it connects to everything else you've experienced. It's doing therapy on itself, which explains why sleeping on it actually helps with emotional problems. Your brain is literally working through your issues while you're unconscious, which is probably more productive than most of us are while awake. Here's something that'll really bake your noodle. Your brain during deep sleep is actually teaching itself how to learn better. It's meta-learning, learning about learning, basically going full inception on itself. Every night, your brain is optimizing its own processes, finding better ways to store information, create connections, and solve problems. It's like having a computer that upgrades its own operating system every night without you having to do anything. This self-improvement process is why children need so much more deep sleep than adults. Their brains aren't just consolidating the day's memories, they're literally building the infrastructure for future learning. It's like watching a city being built in fast forward, with new highways, buildings, and connections appearing overnight. Except instead of concrete and steel, it's made of neurons and synapses, and instead of city planners, it's guided by millions of years of evolution. The efficiency of this system is absolutely insane. Your brain during deep sleep can process and consolidate information at speeds that would make quantum computers jealous. It's simultaneously running thousands of parallel processes, each one handling different aspects of memory and learning. Some neurons are strengthening important connections, others are pruning unnecessary ones, and still others are creating entirely new pathways that didn't exist before. And get this, your brain knows exactly how much deep sleep it needs for optimal learning. It's got an internal calculator that factors in how much you learnt during the day, how important that information is, and how much processing power it needs to consolidate everything. This is why you might need more sleep after learning something complex or emotionally significant. Your brain is basically saying, "Yo, I need extra time in the shop tonight. This is complicated." The really wild part is that this learning process continues throughout the night in cycles. Your brain doesn't just do one pass and call it good. It reviews, revises, and reinforces memories multiple times, each cycle strengthening the important stuff and letting the useless information fade away. It's like having an obsessive editor who goes through your work again and again until it's perfect, except this editor never gets tired and works for free. But here's the catch that nobody talks about. Modern life is basically designed to sabotage this beautiful system. Blue light from screens, irregular sleep schedules, stress, alcohol, that midnight snack that seemed like a good idea, they all interfere with deep sleep learning. We're essentially putting sugar in our own gas tank and wondering why the engine doesn't run smoothly. So if you're watching this at 2 a.m., first of all, I respect the irony. Second, your brain is probably screaming at you to go to bed so it can do its job. Drop a comment about your worst sleep habit. Mine is convincing myself that one more episode won't hurt, and then suddenly it's dawn and birds are judging me through the window. Now let's dive into the actual machinery of deep sleep learning, because this is where your brain turns into something straight out of science fiction. You've got these things called sleep spindles, which sound like something you'd find at a sketchy mattress store, but are actually bursts of brain activity that look like tiny tornadoes on an EEG. These bad boys fire off between 11 and 15 times per second, and they're basically your brain's way of saying, "Attention all neurons, we're consolidating memories now, please stand by." Sleep spindles are like the brain's filing system on steroids. When they fire, they're literally helping to transfer information from temporary storage to permanent memory. Scientists have found that people who have more sleep spindles actually have better memory consolidation. It's like having a faster internet connection, but for your thoughts. Some people are just born with premium neural bandwidth, and the rest of us are stuck buffering. But wait, it gets weirder. Along with sleep spindles, you've got these things called sharp wave ripples. These are ultra-fast bursts of activity in the hippocampus that happen during deep sleep. They're firing at frequencies up to 200 Hz, which is basically your neurons communicating at warp speed. During these ripples, your brain is replaying memories at 10 to 20 times normal speed. It's like watching your entire day on fast forward, but somehow your brain understands every detail. These ripples aren't random either. They're coordinated with the slow waves of deep sleep, and those sleep spindles I mentioned. It's a three-part harmony, with each component playing its role in the memory consolidation orchestra. The slow waves are the bass, providing the rhythm. The spindles are the melody, carrying the information, and the ripples are like the guitar solo, showing off with rapid-fire memory replay. What's absolutely mind-blowing is that scientists can actually see specific memories being replayed during these ripples. They've recorded from rats running through mazes, and during sleep the exact same neurons fire in the exact same sequence, just compressed into milliseconds. Your brain is literally replaying your day's experiences like a highlight reel, deciding what makes the final cut for long-term storage. The timing of these events is crucial. They have to happen in perfect synchronization for memory consolidation to work properly. It's like a neural dance where everyone has to hit their marks exactly, or the whole performance falls apart. This is why disrupted sleep doesn't just make you tired, it literally prevents your brain from completing these essential memory processes. You might have been in bed for 8 hours, but if your deep sleep was fragmented, Your brain's filing system was basically working with one hand tied behind its back. And here's something that'll really mess with your head. Your brain during these processes is actually reactivating the same neural pathways that were active when you first learned something. If you learn to juggle today, tonight your motor cortex will fire in the same patterns, just without you moving a muscle. Your brain is practicing juggling while you're completely unconscious. It's like having a virtual reality training system built into your skull. The chemical cocktail happening in your brain during deep sleep learning is like an underground rave where neurotransmitters are the DJs and your neurons are the crowd. During deep sleep, your brain dramatically reduces certain neurotransmitters like norepinephrine, serotonin, and histamine. These are your wake-up and pay attention chemicals, and turning them off is like closing the club to the public, so the real party can begin. Meanwhile, acetylcholine, the learning and memory neurotransmitter, is doing something weird. During deep sleep, it's at its lowest levels, which seems counterintuitive, until you realize this actually helps with memory consolidation. It's like turning off the input, so your brain can focus on processing what's already there. You can't consolidate memories if new information keeps flooding in. It would be like trying to organize your closet while someone keeps throwing new clothes at you. Then there's GABA, the brain's main inhibitory neurotransmitter, which is cranked up during deep sleep. GABA is basically the bouncer of your brain, keeping unwanted neural activity out, so the important work can happen undisturbed. It's creating a controlled environment where memory consolidation can occur without interference from random thoughts about whether you locked the front door or what you're having for breakfast. Growth hormone is also surging during deep sleep, and it's not just for making you taller when you're a kid. In your brain, growth hormone is promoting the formation of new neural connections, literally helping your brain grow and adapt based on what you've learned. It's like having a construction crew that only works the night shift, building new neural highways while the daytime traffic is sleeping. The level of cortisol, your stress hormone, is at its lowest during deep sleep, which is crucial for memory consolidation. High cortisol interferes with the hippocampus's ability to consolidate memories, which is why stressed out people often have memory problems. Your brain needs this low-stress environment to properly file away memories. It's like trying to do paperwork in a calm office versus trying to do it while the building's on fire. But here's the really trippy part. Your brain during deep sleep is also flushing out metabolic waste products through something called the glymphatic system. It's literally cleaning itself, removing the cellular garbage that accumulated during the day. This includes beta amyloid, the protein associated with Alzheimer's disease. Your brain has its own janitorial service that only works the night shift, and if you don't let them do their job, the garbage starts piling up. This cleaning process is so important that chronic sleep deprivation is now considered a risk factor for neurodegenerative diseases. Every night you skip proper deep sleep, you're basically letting toxic waste accumulate in your brain. It's like never taking out the trash and wondering why your house starts to smell. Except in this case, the smell is cognitive decline and the house is your consciousness. The actual mechanism of how memories get transferred during deep sleep is like watching the world's most complex data migration. Your hippocampus, that seahorse-shaped memory maker, is basically uploading files to your neocortex all night long. But it's not a simple copy-paste job. It's more like your hippocampus is explaining the memories to your neocortex, which then recreates them in its own language. This process is called systems consolidation, and it can take weeks, months, or even years to complete fully. That's right. Some memories are still being processed years after they happened. Your brain is playing the long game, slowly integrating experiences into your sense of self. That embarrassing thing you did 5 years ago. Your brain might still be working on filing that properly, which is why it randomly pops into your head at 3 a.m. The neocortex doesn't just passively receive these memories either. It's actively integrating them with existing knowledge, creating new associations, and sometimes completely reorganizing its understanding of the world. It's like having a librarian who doesn't just shelve new books, but rewrites the entire library catalog every night to make everything connect better. During this transfer process, memories actually become independent of the hippocampus. This is why people with hippocampal damage can still remember things from long ago but can't form new memories. Their old memories have been successfully uploaded to the neocortex, but the upload system is broken for new stuff. It's like having a computer with a broken USB port. All your old files are safe, but good luck adding anything new. The really fascinating part is that not all memories are treated equally during this process. Emotional memories get VIP treatment, fast-tracked through consolidation thanks to the amygdala's influence. Your brain prioritizes memories with emotional significance, which is why you can forget someone's name instantly, but remember exactly how they made you feel. Your brain is basically saying, facts are optional, but feelings are forever. Memories also get compressed during this transfer process. Your brain is like the world's best file compression algorithm, keeping the important parts while discarding unnecessary details. This is why your memories aren't perfect recordings, but more like highlight reels with some creative editing. Your brain is simultaneously a historian and a storyteller, more interested in the meaning than the exact details. And here's something that'll blow your mind. Your brain during deep sleep is actually creating false memories, not maliciously, but as a byproduct of the consolidation process. When memories get integrated with existing knowledge, sometimes things get mixed up. You might wake up convinced something happened that was actually a combination of multiple events. Your brain is basically doing remix culture before it was cool. So the next time someone says they remember something differently than you, they might not be lying. Their brain might have just consolidated that memory differently during deep sleep. We're all walking around with slightly different versions of reality, edited and produced by our sleeping brains. Comment below if you've ever been absolutely certain about a memory, only to find out it didn't happen quite that way. And if you're still watching, you're obviously as fascinated by your brain's night shift as I am, so smash that subscribe button for more deep dives into the weird world of neuroscience. Let's talk about what happens when deep sleep learning goes wrong, because this is where things get properly terrifying. You know that feeling when you wake up after a bad night's sleep and feel like your brain is operating on dial-up internet while everyone else has fiber optic? That's not just you being dramatic. Your brain literally cannot function properly without adequate deep sleep, and the consequences are way worse than just feeling groggy. When you don't get enough deep sleep, your hippocampus basically goes on strike. It stops properly consolidating memories, which means everything you learned that day is stuck in temporary storage with nowhere to go. It's like having a computer that can't save files. You can work all day, but the moment you shut down, everything's gone. This is why sleep-deprived people have such terrible memory. Their brain's save function is broken. But it gets worse. Without proper deep sleep, your brain can't clear out the metabolic waste products I mentioned earlier. Beta amyloid starts building up like plaque in your neural pipes, potentially leading to cognitive decline and increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. You're basically letting your brain marinate in its own toxic waste, which is about as healthy as it sounds. Chronic sleep deprivation also messes with your brain's ability to form new neural connections. Remember those growth hormones that surge during deep sleep? Without them, your brain's plasticity decreases. You become less able to learn, adapt, and change. Your brain becomes rigid, stuck in its patterns, like a computer running on outdated software with no way to update. The emotional regulation that happens during deep sleep also goes haywire. Without proper memory consolidation, emotional memories don't get processed correctly. They stay raw, unintegrated, floating around your consciousness like emotional landmines waiting to be triggered. This is why sleep-deprived people are emotionally volatile. Their brain hasn't had a chance to properly file away and process their emotional experiences. Here's a fun fact that's actually not fun at all. Just one night of sleep deprivation can reduce your ability to form new memories by up to 40%. Your hippocampus literally cannot absorb new information properly without the previous night's deep sleep. It's like trying to pour water into a full cup. It just overflows and makes a mess. Except the water is information, and the mess is your life falling apart because you can't remember anything. The scariest part, you can't catch up on deep sleep. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't have a deep sleep marathon on the weekend and expect it to undo a week of poor sleep. Your brain needed that consolidation to happen when it was supposed to happen. It's like missing a deadline. You can turn in the work late, but the opportunity is gone. Now let's talk about the bizarre world of sleep disorders and how they absolutely demolish your brain's ability to learn. Take sleepwalking, for instance. These people are stuck between deep sleep and waking. Their brain caught in some neurological no man's land where the body is active, but the consciousness is checked out. Their memory consolidation is happening while they're making sandwiches at 3 a.m. Imagine trying to organize files while someone keeps moving your desk around. Then there's sleep apnea, the silent killer of deep sleep learning. Every time someone with sleep apnea stops breathing, their brain has to partially wake up to restart the breathing process. It's like trying to download a large file on a connection that keeps dropping. The download never completes, and you're stuck with corrupted data. People with untreated sleep apnea often have severe memory problems, and now you know why. Their brain's consolidation process is constantly being interrupted. Insomnia is another beast entirely. Insomniacs often get stuck in light sleep, never fully descending into the deep sleep, where memory consolidation happens. Their brain is like a computer stuck in sleep mode, not fully off, not fully on, just uselessly humming along without accomplishing anything. They might be in bed for 8 hours, but their brain never gets to do its essential maintenance work. Then there's the weird world of parasomnias, where people act out their dreams or have night terrors during deep sleep. Their brain is trying to consolidate memories while simultaneously producing horror movies. It's like trying to file paperwork during an earthquake, technically possible, but nothing's ending up in the right place. Fatal familial insomnia is perhaps the most terrifying example of what happens when deep sleep completely fails. This rare genetic condition progressively destroys the ability to sleep, and victims literally die from lack of sleep. Their brains cannot consolidate memories, clear waste, or maintain basic functions. It's a stark reminder that deep sleep isn't just important, it's essential for survival. But even common medications can interfere with deep sleep learning. Sleeping pills, ironically, often suppress deep sleep even while knocking you unconscious. You might be unconscious for 8 hours, but your brain isn't doing what it needs to do. It's like putting your computer in hibernate mode instead of letting it run its updates. You wake up with the same problems you had before. Alcohol is another deep sleep destroyer. Sure, it might help you fall asleep faster, but it suppresses REM sleep and fragments deep sleep. Your brain on alcohol is trying to consolidate memories while drunk, which works about as well as you'd expect. This is why you can't remember things properly after a night of drinking, even if you weren't blackout drunk. Your brain's filing system was too impaired to work properly. The modern world seems specifically designed to sabotage deep sleep learning. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production, making it harder to enter deep sleep. It's like your brain is trying to start its night shift while someone keeps turning on all the lights. Your poor neurons are confused, not knowing whether they should be consolidating memories or paying attention to potential threats. Shift work is basically torture for your brain's learning systems. When you constantly change when you sleep, your brain never knows when to schedule its maintenance window. It's like having a cleaning crew that shows up at random times. Sometimes they clean while you're trying to work. Sometimes they don't show up at all. Shift workers often have memory problems, and it's not because they're less intelligent. Their brains just never get consistent deep sleep for proper memory consolidation. Stress is another major deep sleep killer. When you're stressed, your cortisol levels stay elevated even during sleep, interfering with memory consolidation. Your brain is trying to file away memories while simultaneously preparing for threats. It's like trying to organize a library while constantly looking over your shoulder for predators. Nothing gets properly filed, and everything ends up in the wrong section. Even our eating habits affect deep sleep learning. Late-night meals keep your digestive system active when it should be resting, which interferes with deep sleep. Your brain is trying to consolidate memories while your stomach is throwing a pizza party. The two processes compete for resources, and guess what? Digestion usually wins, leaving your memories unconsolidated and your sleep unrefreshing. The temperature of your bedroom matters more than you think. Your body needs to cool down to enter deep sleep, but most of us sleep in rooms that are too warm. Your brain is trying to do precision work while overheating. It's like trying to run complex software on a computer without proper cooling. Everything slows down, errors accumulate, and eventually the system crashes. Noise pollution is constantly fragmenting our deep sleep without us even knowing it. Traffic, neighbors, that car alarm that goes off at 3 a.m., each sound potentially disrupts the delicate process of memory consolidation. Your brain has to constantly decide whether that noise is a threat, interrupting its filing work to check if you need to wake up and run from a predator that turns out to be someone's Honda Civic. And here's the kicker. Most of us don't even realize our deep sleep is compromised. We think we're sleeping fine because we're unconscious for 7 or 8 hours, but quantity doesn't equal quality. You could be in bed for 10 hours and still not get enough deep sleep for proper memory consolidation. It's like being at work for 8 hours, but spending most of it in meetings about meetings. Time served doesn't equal work done. Comment below about what's probably sabotaging your deep sleep. Is it the revenge bedtime procrastination? The room that's basically a sauna? That neighbor who thinks 2 a.m. is the perfect time to learn the drums? We're all fighting this battle against modern life's war on sleep, and most of us are losing spectacularly. Now let's explore the absolutely bonkers world of dreams and how they relate to deep sleep learning, because this is where neuroscience starts sounding like science fiction. First thing you need to know, most of your vivid story-like dreams happen during REM sleep, not deep sleep. But deep sleep has its own dream world, and it's weird in a completely different way. Dreams during deep sleep are more like thoughts than movies. They're often described as boring, mundane, and repetitive. You might dream about doing your taxes or organizing your sock drawer. Not exactly blockbuster material, but these boring dreams might actually be your brain's way of processing and consolidating mundane daily information. Your brain is literally dreaming about filing because it's actually filing. The relationship between deep sleep and REM sleep is like a tag team wrestling match for your memories. Deep sleep consolidates the facts and events, while REM sleep integrates them emotionally and creatively. It's a two-part process. Deep sleep saves the data, REM sleep figures out what it means. Without both, you end up with either memories without meaning, or meaning without memories. During the transition between deep sleep and REM sleep, your brain sometimes produces hybrid states, where the logical processing of deep sleep meets the creative chaos of REM. This is when you might have those dreams that seem to solve problems or provide insights. Your brain is literally running simulations on the data it just consolidated, testing different scenarios and connections. Lucid dreamers have discovered something fascinating about deep sleep. While you can't usually become lucid during deep sleep itself, the memory consolidation that happens during deep sleep affects your ability to remember and control dreams in REM sleep. Better deep sleep equals better dream recall, which equals better chances of lucidity. It's like your brain needs to properly file the dream manual before you can hack the dream. The content of your dreams is influenced by what your brain consolidated during the previous deep sleep phase. If your brain spent deep sleep processing spatial memories, your REM dreams might involve navigation or getting lost. If it was consolidating social memories, you might dream about interactions with people. Your dreams are basically your brain's way of showing you what it's been working on, like a progress report from your unconscious. Some researchers think dreams are actually a byproduct of memory consolidation, like exhaust from an engine. Your conscious mind is trying to make sense of the neural activity happening during consolidation, creating stories from random firings. It's like watching someone organize a library through frosted glass. You can see movement and shapes, but your brain fills in the details with narrative. Here's where things get properly mind-bending. Scientists have found that the content of dreams can actually influence how memories are consolidated. If you dream about something you learned, that memory gets strengthened more than if you don't dream about it. Your brain is basically choosing what to dream about based on what it wants to remember better. It's like having a study buddy who only exists in your unconscious. The emotional tone of your dreams affects how emotional memories are consolidated. Negative dreams during REM sleep, following deep sleep consolidation, might actually help process and reduce the emotional impact of bad memories. Your brain is basically doing exposure therapy on itself, replaying difficult experiences in a safe, unconscious environment where they can be processed without real-world consequences. Nightmares, as horrible as they are, might serve an important function in memory consolidation. They could be your brain's way of processing threatening or traumatic information, trying to find patterns and solutions. It's like your brain is running disaster drills while you sleep, preparing you for potential future threats. The problem is when this system gets stuck on repeat, like in PTSD, where the brain keeps processing the same trauma without resolution. The phenomenon of recurring dreams might be related to memories that aren't properly consolidating. Your brain keeps trying to process the same information, like a computer stuck in a loop trying to save a corrupted file. The dream recurs because the underlying memory or emotion hasn't been successfully integrated into your long-term storage. Some people report having prophetic dreams, where they dream about something that later happens. While most of these are probably coincidence or retroactive pattern matching, there might be something to the idea that your brain during sleep is predicting future scenarios based on consolidated memories. Your brain is running simulations based on patterns it's detected, and sometimes those simulations match reality closely enough to seem prophetic. The creative insights that come from dreams aren't random. They're often the result of your brain making new connections between previously consolidated memories. When Kekulé dreamed of the structure of benzene as a snake eating its tail, his brain wasn't being randomly creative. It was connecting his chemical knowledge with a visual metaphor during the consolidation process. His sleeping brain solved a problem his waking brain couldn't crack. Dream incubation, the practice of intentionally influencing your dreams by thinking about specific problems before sleep, might work because it primes your brain to consolidate related memories. You're basically telling your brain's night shift what to prioritize. It's like leaving a note for the cleaning crew about which areas need extra attention. The bizarre phenomenon of shared dreams, where multiple people report having similar dreams, might have a basis in how our brains consolidate similar experiences. If two people experience the same event and their brains consolidate it similarly during deep sleep, their REM dreams might follow similar patterns. It's not mystical, it's just parallel processing in biological computers that work the same way. False awakenings, where you dream that you've woken up but you're still asleep, might occur when your brain is transitioning between sleep stages while simultaneously consolidating memories about waking up. Your brain is filing memories of your morning routine while you're still unconscious, creating a dream about the very thing it's processing. It's like your brain is rehearsing waking up while still asleep. The weird time distortion in dreams, where hours seem to pass in minutes or minutes feel like hours, might be related to how memories are compressed during consolidation. Your brain is replaying experiences at different speeds, and your dreaming mind interprets this as time moving differently. It's experiencing the fast forward of memory replay, as if it were happening in real time. Some people can't dream in color, and this might be related to how their brains consolidate visual information during deep sleep. If the visual processing areas aren't as active during consolidation, the resulting REM dreams might lack color information. It's like their brain is saving memories in black and white to save storage space. The inability to read in dreams that many people experience might be because language processing and visual processing are consolidated differently during deep sleep. Your brain might be keeping these systems separate during consolidation, making it impossible to combine them coherently in dreams. It's like trying to run two different programs that aren't compatible with each other. People who play video games extensively often have different dream patterns, possibly because their brains are consolidating different types of spatial and problem-solving information. Gamers often report more control in their dreams and fewer nightmares, perhaps because their brains are used to processing virtual threats as non-real during consolidation. Their sleeping brains have learned that not all threats require a fear response. The phenomenon of terminal lucidity, where people with dementia suddenly become coherent before death, might involve a final surge of memory consolidation as the brain makes one last attempt to organize its contents. It's like a computer doing an emergency backup before shutting down forever, accessing memories that seemed lost but were just inaccessible. Drop a comment about your weirdest recurring dream. I bet if we analyze it, we could figure out what memory or emotion your brain is struggling to consolidate. And if you've made it this far into this neural rabbit hole, you're clearly as obsessed with this stuff as I am, so hit that notification bell because we're only halfway through this journey into your sleeping mind. Let's dive into how different types of learning are processed during deep sleep, because your brain doesn't treat all information equally. It's like a discriminating bouncer at an exclusive club, deciding what gets VIP treatment and what gets kicked to the curb. Motor learning, the stuff involving movement and coordination, gets processed differently than factual learning, which is processed differently than emotional learning. Your brain has specialized departments for each type, and they all work the night shift. When you learn a new physical skill, like playing guitar or learning to juggle, your motor cortex and cerebellum are particularly active during deep sleep. They're literally rehearsing the movements without you moving a muscle. Scientists have watched this happen in brain scans. The same areas that light up when you're actually playing guitar light up while you're sleeping, just without the hand movements. Your brain is air guitaring in your sleep, and it's actually making you better at real guitar. The consolidation of motor memories happens in a specific sequence during deep sleep. First, the memories are stabilized, making them resistant to interference. then they're enhanced, actually improving beyond your last waking performance. Finally, they're integrated with existing motor programs. It's like your brain is not just saving your guitar practice, but actually optimizing it, finding more efficient finger movements and better timing. You literally get better at physical skills while doing absolutely nothing. Factual learning, like memorizing vocabulary or historical dates, gets processed primarily in the hippocampus neocortex dialogue I mentioned earlier. But here's the weird part. Your brain during deep sleep actually prioritizes information based on what it thinks you'll need. If you studied something with the intention of being tested on it, your brain gives it priority during consolidation. Your brain somehow knows what's important, even while you're unconscious. The method of learning affects how it's consolidated during sleep. Information learned through active recall gets better consolidation than passive reading. Your brain basically rewards you for working harder by giving that information better processing during sleep. It's like your brain has a respect system. The harder you worked to learn something, the better it treats that memory during consolidation. Spatial learning, like navigating a new city or remembering where you parked, involves specific cells called place cells and grid cells. During deep sleep, these cells replay your movements through space, but in a compressed and optimized way. Your brain is basically running GPS simulations, finding better routes and creating mental maps. This is why you might suddenly know your way around a new place after a good night's sleep. Language learning during deep sleep is particularly fascinating because it involves so many brain regions working together. Your brain has to consolidate not just vocabulary, but grammar rules, pronunciation patterns, and cultural context. During deep sleep, it's creating connections between your native language and the new language, finding patterns and similarities. It's literally building bridges between different language systems in your brain. The consolidation of mathematical concepts during deep sleep involves the parietal cortex, which processes numerical information. Your brain during sleep is actually solving math problems, finding patterns in numbers, and strengthening the neural pathways involved in calculation. This is why sleeping on a difficult math problem often leads to sudden understanding. Your brain has been crunching numbers all night without you knowing it. Emotional learning, like recognizing facial expressions or understanding social cues, gets special treatment during deep sleep. The amygdala stays partially active, helping to consolidate these emotional memories with their context. Your brain is figuring out not just what happened, but how it made you feel and what it means for future interactions. It's doing emotional intelligence training while you snore. Creative skills, like writing, painting, or composing music, benefit from a unique aspect of sleep consolidation. Your brain during deep sleep is making remote associations, connecting seemingly unrelated memories to create new ideas. It's like your brain becomes more creative while unconscious, freed from the logical constraints of waking thought. This is why artists often wake up with new ideas their brain has been creating all night. The consolidation of fear memories is a special case that involves the amygdala working overtime during deep sleep. Your brain is trying to process threats and figure out what's actually dangerous versus what's just startling. This is adaptive. It helps you respond appropriately to real threats, but it can go wrong in conditions like PTSD, where the fear memories are over-consolidated and can't be properly processed. Habit formation is another type of learning that gets special processing during deep sleep. The basal ganglia, your brain's habit center, is actively consolidating routine behaviors. This is why new habits feel easier after a few nights of good sleep. Your brain has been automating the behavior, moving it from conscious effort to unconscious routine. Your brain is basically programming itself to make good habits feel natural. Social learning, like understanding group dynamics or picking up on cultural norms, involves complex consolidation across multiple brain regions. Your brain during sleep is processing not just what people said but how they said it, their body language and the social context. It's running social simulations, preparing you for future interactions based on what you learned today. The fascinating thing about skill transfer during deep sleep is that your brain can actually apply learning from one domain to another. If you practice piano and then learn to type, your brain during sleep might transfer some of the finger coordination skills between the two activities. It's finding common patterns and creating general motor programs that can be applied to multiple skills. Your sleeping brain is basically cross-training without you knowing it. The consolidation of abstract concepts during deep sleep is perhaps the most complex process. Your brain is trying to understand ideas that don't have physical form, creating neural representations of things like justice, love, or democracy. It does this by connecting these abstract concepts to concrete experiences and emotions, building a web of associations that give meaning to the abstract. Your brain is literally philosophizing while you sleep. Procedural learning, like following recipes or assembling furniture, gets consolidated in a step-by-step manner during deep sleep. Your brain is creating mental flowcharts, optimizing the sequence of actions for efficiency. This is why complex procedures feel more intuitive after sleeping on them. Your brain has been rehearsing and refining the steps all night. The consolidation of musical learning involves almost every part of your brain. Motor cortex for finger movements, auditory cortex for sound processing, emotional centers for musical expression, and timing circuits for rhythm. During deep sleep, all these systems are coordinating, creating an integrated musical ability. Your brain is conducting a symphony of learning while you're unconscious. Visual learning, like recognizing faces or appreciating art, involves the visual cortex replaying and refining visual memories during deep sleep. Your brain is actually improving its ability to detect patterns, recognize objects, and process visual information. This is why visual problems often seem clearer after sleep. Your brain has been processing the visual data and finding patterns you missed while awake. The consolidation of problem-solving strategies is particularly interesting. Your brain during deep sleep isn't just remembering solutions to specific problems, it's extracting general principles that can be applied to new problems. It's like your brain is creating a toolkit of problem-solving approaches, organized and ready for future challenges. Taste and smell memories, often overlooked, get their own special consolidation during deep sleep. Your brain is cataloging flavors and scents, connecting them to memories and emotions. This is why certain smells can trigger such vivid memories. Your brain has been carefully filing these sensory experiences with their associated context during sleep. The way your brain prioritizes what to consolidate is still somewhat mysterious. It seems to use a combination of factors: emotional significance, repetition, intentionality, and perceived future utility. Your brain is basically running a complex algorithm to decide what's worth keeping, and it's doing this while you're completely unconscious. Drop a comment about what skill you've noticed improving after good sleep. I bet your brain has been secretly practicing it at night. Now let's talk about how to hack your deep sleep learning. Because if your brain is going to do all this work anyway, you might as well optimize it. But first, a warning: most of the sleep hacks you see online are absolute garbage. Playing audio lessons while you sleep won't make you fluent in French. Your brain can't learn new complex information during sleep. It can only consolidate what's already there. Anyone selling you sleep learning courses is basically selling you expensive white noise. What actually works is something called targeted memory reactivation. Scientists have found that if you learn something while a specific smell or sound is present, and then that same smell or sound is presented during deep sleep, your brain will prioritize consolidating that specific memory. It's like highlighting certain files for priority processing. Your brain responds to these cues even while unconscious, giving those memories VIP treatment in the consolidation queue. The timing of when you learn something relative to when you sleep massively affects consolidation. Information learned right before sleep gets better consolidation than information learned earlier in the day. It's like your brain has a last in first out policy. This is why reviewing important information before bed actually works. You're putting it at the front of the consolidation line. Naps can actually enhance deep sleep learning, but only if done correctly. A 90-minute nap that includes deep sleep can consolidate memories from the morning, freeing up space for afternoon learning. It's like doing a quick save in the middle of a game, but short power naps of 20 minutes won't help with consolidation. They're too brief to reach deep sleep. You need the full cycle for the magic to happen. The position you sleep in affects deep sleep quality and therefore learning consolidation. Sleeping on your side promotes better glymphatic drainage, that brain cleaning system I mentioned. Your brain literally drains better when you're on your side, like tipping a bottle to get the last drops out. Back sleeping isn't as efficient, and stomach sleeping can restrict breathing, fragmenting deep sleep. Exercise during the day dramatically improves deep sleep learning. Physical activity increases the amount of deep sleep you get and improves the quality of memory consolidation. It's like exercise tells your brain, hey, important stuff happened today, better do extra processing tonight. But exercising too close to bedtime can interfere with sleep, so timing matters. Your brain needs time to cool down, literally and figuratively. What you eat affects deep sleep learning more than you'd think. Foods high in tryptophan, magnesium, and complex carbohydrates promote better deep sleep. Your brain needs specific nutrients to carry out consolidation processes. It's like trying to run a factory without raw materials, without the right nutritional building blocks. Your brain can't properly consolidate memories. Temperature manipulation is one of the most underutilized sleep hacks. Your body temperature needs to drop by about 2-3 degrees Fahrenheit to enter deep sleep. Taking a hot bath or shower before bed actually helps, because when you get out, your body temperature drops rapidly, signaling sleep time. It's like tricking your brain into thinking the sun has set, even if you live in a city where you never see actual darkness. The ideal bedroom temperature for deep sleep learning is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, which is way cooler than most people keep their rooms. Your brain consolidates memories better when it's slightly cool, possibly because this mimics the natural temperature drop that would have occurred in our evolutionary past when the sun went down. Modern heating has basically sabotaged our natural sleep temperature rhythm. Sound can either enhance or destroy deep sleep learning. White noise can help by masking disruptive sounds, but pink noise, which has more power in lower frequencies, actually enhances deep sleep. Some studies show that playing pink noise synchronized with slow brain waves can increase deep sleep and improve memory consolidation. It's like giving your brain waves a metronome to follow. Meditation before sleep can dramatically improve deep sleep learning. It reduces cortisol levels and activates the parasympathetic nervous system, preparing your brain for optimal consolidation. Think of it as clearing your mental desk before the night shift arrives. A cluttered, stressed mind leads to poor consolidation, while a calm mind allows for efficient processing. The supplement game for deep sleep is complicated and mostly overhyped. Melatonin doesn't actually improve deep sleep quality, it just affects sleep timing. Magnesium glycinate can help by relaxing muscles and neurons. L-theanine promotes alpha brainwaves that can transition into better sleep. But here's the thing, no supplement can overcome poor sleep habits. They're like putting premium gas in a broken engine. Alcohol and cannabis, despite making you feel sleepy, actually suppress deep sleep and fragment sleep architecture. You might be unconscious, but your brain isn't doing its consolidation work properly. It's like your filing crew showed up drunk. They might move some papers around, but nothing's ending up in the right place. Blue light blocking isn't just about falling asleep easier, it's about deep sleep quality. Blue light suppresses melatonin and shifts your circadian rhythm, but it also affects the depth and quality of slow-wave sleep. Using blue light filters or glasses for 2–3 hours before bed can improve deep sleep consolidation. Your brain needs darkness to know it's safe to do its deep work. Creating a sleep schedule that optimizes deep sleep learning means understanding your chronotype, whether you're naturally a morning person or night owl. Fighting against your natural rhythm reduces deep sleep quality. If you're a night owl forced to wake up early, your deep sleep gets cut short, and consolidation suffers. It's like forcing the night shift to leave before they're done with their work. The 90-minute sleep cycle rule can help you wake up feeling better and with better consolidated memories. Deep sleep happens mostly in the first half of the night, in 90-minute cycles. Timing your sleep in multiples of 90 minutes means you're more likely to wake up between cycles rather than during deep sleep. Waking up during deep sleep not only feels terrible, but can actually disrupt the consolidation process. Pre-sleep routines that enhance deep sleep learning include reviewing what you learned that day, not intensive studying, but gentle review. This primes your brain for what to consolidate. It's like giving your brain a to-do list for the night. Studies show that people who briefly review material before sleep have better recall than those who don't. The weekend sleep-in might feel good, but it can actually disrupt your deep sleep learning during the week. Irregular sleep schedules confuse your circadian rhythm, reducing deep sleep quality even when you get enough hours. Your brain works best with consistency, same bedtime, same wake time, even on weekends. I know this makes me sound like your mum, but your neurons don't care about your social life. Power napping strategically can enhance learning without interfering with nighttime deep sleep. The key is napping before 3 p.m. and keeping it under 90 minutes. This gives you a consolidation boost without reducing sleep pressure for nighttime sleep. It's like a quick save that doesn't interfere with the main save file. The order in which you learn things affects how they're consolidated. Your brain tends to consolidate items at the beginning and end of a learning session better than items in the middle. This is called the serial position effect, and it applies to sleep consolidation too. If you have something really important to remember, learn it first or last in your study session. Finally, and this is crucial, stress about sleep actually reduces deep sleep quality. The more you worry about getting good sleep for learning, the worse your sleep becomes. It's a cruel irony, caring too much about sleep optimization can sabotage sleep optimization. Your brain needs to feel safe and relaxed to enter deep sleep, and anxiety about sleep is the opposite of that. So what's your biggest barrier to good deep sleep? Comment below, and let's troubleshoot your brain's night shift. And if you want more content about optimizing your brain, that subscribe button is right there, waiting for your freshly consolidated motor memories to click it. Let's venture into the cutting-edge research on deep sleep learning, because scientists are discovering things that sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie. We're talking about researchers literally watching memories form in real time, manipulating specific memories during sleep, and even transferring memories between organisms. Yeah, you heard that right. Memory transfer. We're living in the future, and it's weirder than anyone predicted. Scientists can now use optogenetics, where they genetically modify neurons to respond to light to activate specific memories during deep sleep. They can literally turn memories on and off with a laser. In mice, they've been able to create false memories during sleep, making the mice remember things that never happened. Imagine the implications. We could potentially edit our memories like editing a document. Delete that embarrassing moment, enhance that happy memory, or maybe even insert skills you never learned. The discovery of engram cells, the physical representation of memories in the brain, has revolutionized our understanding of deep sleep learning. These cells are activated when a memory forms and reactivated during consolidation. Scientists can now tag these cells and watch them fire during deep sleep. It's like having a GPS tracker on specific memories, watching them move from temporary to permanent storage. Researchers have found that they can improve memory consolidation by stimulating the brain during deep sleep with precise electrical currents. This is called transcranial direct current stimulation, and it enhances the slow waves of deep sleep. People who receive this stimulation show better memory performance the next day. We're literally electrifying the brain to make it learn better. It's like overclocking your brain's processor, but safely. The discovery of memory replay during sharp wave ripples has led to incredible experiments. Scientists can now predict what a rat is remembering during sleep based on which neurons are firing. They watch the rat run through a maze, record the neural pattern, then see that exact pattern replay during sleep at 20 times the speed. They're literally reading the rat's sleeping thoughts. Even wilder, researchers have found they can transfer memories between organisms. They trained sea snails to respond to a stimulus, extracted RNA from their neurons, and injected it into untrained snails. The untrained snails showed the learned response. While this isn't exactly the same as human memory transfer, it suggests that memories have a molecular basis that could theoretically be transferred. We're approaching the ability to download knowledge, Matrix style. The field of closed-loop stimulation is where things get really crazy. Scientists are developing systems that monitor your brain waves in real time and deliver stimulation at exactly the right moment to enhance memory consolidation. It's like having a DJ who knows exactly when to drop the beat, except the beat is electrical stimulation and the dance floor is your neurons. Researchers are also exploring the use of targeted memory reactivation with virtual reality. You learn something in VR, and then during sleep, subtle cues from that virtual environment are played to enhance consolidation. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real and virtual memories during consolidation. We could potentially learn complex skills in virtual environments and consolidate them as if they were real experiences. The discovery that different types of memories are consolidated at different frequencies during sleep has led to frequency-specific stimulation protocols. Scientists can selectively enhance certain types of learning by stimulating at specific frequencies. Want to improve motor learning? Stimulate at one frequency. Want to enhance language learning? Use a different frequency. It's like having different radio stations for different types of memories. New research on the glymphatic system has revealed that body position during sleep affects how well the brain clears waste products. This has led to the development of special pillows and beds designed to optimize brain drainage during sleep. We're literally engineering furniture to improve brain function. Your bed could become a brain enhancement device. The role of astrocytes, the brain's support cells in deep sleep learning, is just being discovered. These cells, once thought to be just structural support, actually coordinate the waves of deep sleep. They're like the conductors of the neural orchestra, and manipulating them could enhance memory consolidation. We're discovering that the brain has multiple layers of complexity we never knew existed. Scientists are developing AI systems that can predict which memories will be consolidated based on brain activity patterns during waking. These systems could potentially tell you which information you're likely to remember and which you need to review. Imagine having an AI assistant that knows what you'll forget before you forget it. The discovery of sleep-dependent memory triage, where the brain actively decides what to forget during sleep, has opened new research avenues. Scientists are exploring whether we can influence this process to prevent the consolidation of traumatic memories while preserving positive ones. We might be able to selectively edit our mental history. The emerging field of sleep engineering is combining all these discoveries into comprehensive protocols for optimizing deep sleep learning. Companies are developing smart beds that adjust temperature, play specific sounds, and even deliver electrical stimulation based on your sleep stage. Your bed is becoming a sophisticated brain training device. Researchers are exploring the use of pharmacological enhancers that specifically target deep sleep without the side effects of traditional sleeping pills. These drugs would enhance slow-wave activity and improve memory consolidation without suppressing REM sleep or causing grogginess. We're approaching designer drugs for designer sleep. The discovery that memories can be reactivated and modified during sleep has led to new treatments for PTSD and phobias. Therapists can now reactivate traumatic memories during sleep and pair them with calming stimuli, reducing their emotional impact. We're literally performing psychotherapy while patients sleep. New imaging techniques are allowing scientists to watch memory consolidation happen in real time at the cellular level. They can see synapses strengthening, new connections forming, and unnecessary connections being pruned. It's like having a microscope that can see thoughts forming. We're witnessing the physical basis of learning. The relationship between deep sleep and creativity is being decoded at the molecular level. Scientists have identified specific proteins that are produced during deep sleep that enhance creative thinking the next day. We might soon have creativity-enhancing supplements that work by optimizing deep sleep processes. Researchers are developing brain-computer interfaces that could record memories during waking and replay them during sleep for enhanced consolidation. Imagine being able to bookmark important moments during the day for priority processing at night. Your brain could have a save for later function. The future might include sleep pods that create optimal conditions for deep sleep learning, monitoring and adjusting everything from air composition to electromagnetic fields. These pods could potentially compress 8 hours of sleep benefits into 4 hours by optimizing every aspect of the sleep environment. And perhaps most mind-blowing, scientists are exploring whether we can extend the benefits of deep sleep learning to waking states. By understanding and replicating the neural patterns of consolidation, we might be able to enhance learning without sleep, though honestly, given how much we already struggle with regular sleep, maybe we should master that first. What future sleep technology are you most excited about? Drop a comment below. Are you ready for memory downloads, or does the idea of brain hacking while you sleep freak you out? And if you want to stay updated on the latest neuroscience discoveries, that subscribe button is your gateway to more mind-blowing content. Now let's dive into the dark side of deep sleep learning. The mistakes, myths, and massive misconceptions that could be sabotaging your brain without you even knowing it. Because for every legitimate sleep optimization technique, there are 10 bogus ones that range from useless to actively harmful. Your Instagram feed is probably full of sleep influencers peddling nonsense that would make actual neuroscientists weep into their coffee. First, let's destroy the myth of sleep learning apps that claim you can absorb information while unconscious. Your brain during deep sleep cannot process new semantic information. It can't learn vocabulary, facts, or concepts it hasn't encountered before. Those apps playing Spanish lessons while you sleep are just creating noise pollution that might actually interfere with proper memory consolidation. You're literally paying to sabotage your own sleep. The idea that you can make up for lost sleep on weekends is neurologically nonsense. Sleep debt doesn't work like a credit card you can pay off later. Each night of poor deep sleep means memories that didn't get properly consolidated, and you can't go back and reconsolidate them. It's like trying to unburn toast. Once that consolidation window is missed, it's gone forever. Polyphasic sleep schedules, where people try to sleep in multiple short bursts instead of one long stretch, absolutely demolish deep sleep learning. Your brain needs those long, uninterrupted stretches to properly cycle through sleep stages. Breaking sleep into chunks is like trying to bake a cake in 2-minute intervals. The chemistry just doesn't work that way. The more is better fallacy leads people to spend 12 hours in bed thinking they're optimizing sleep. But excessive time in bed actually reduces sleep efficiency and fragments deep sleep. Your brain gets confused about when it should be consolidating memories versus when it should be alert. It's like leaving a computer in sleep mode all day. It never fully shuts down or fully wakes up. Supplement stacking for sleep is reaching dangerous levels. People are combining melatonin, magnesium, valerian, CBD, ashwagandha, and whatever else their favorite podcast recommended. But many of these substances interfere with each other or with natural sleep architecture. You're creating a chemical soup that might knock you out but prevents proper memory consolidation. Your brain needs specific conditions for deep sleep learning, not a pharmaceutical free-for-all. The quantified sleep obsession, where people track every minute of sleep with apps and wearables, can actually worsen sleep quality. The anxiety about sleep metrics interferes with the relaxation necessary for deep sleep. You're so busy worrying about your sleep score that you're preventing the very thing you're trying to measure. It's like constantly checking if water is boiling. The watching prevents the watched. The clean sleeping trend has people doing bizarre rituals that have no scientific basis. Sleeping on grounding mats, surrounding yourself with crystals, or using special sleep water might make you feel like you're doing something, but they're not enhancing memory consolidation. Your brain doesn't care about your rose quartz collection. It cares about consistent sleep schedules and proper sleep hygiene. The idea that certain sleeping positions can enhance learning is mostly nonsense, beyond the basic fact that side sleeping helps with brain drainage. Those articles claiming that sleeping with your head pointing north aligns your chakras for better memory are mixing legitimate science with New Age mythology. Your hippocampus doesn't have a compass, and your memories don't care about magnetic fields. Binaural beats for deep sleep enhancement are hugely overhyped. While certain frequencies might help with relaxation, the claims that specific beats can enhance memory consolidation or induce lucid dreams are largely unsupported. Your brain's consolidation processes are far more complex than what can be influenced by simple audio frequencies. It's like trying to reprogram a supercomputer by humming at it. The natural sleep movement that demonizes all sleep aids is equally problematic. Some people genuinely need medical intervention for sleep disorders, and telling them to just practice better sleep hygiene is like telling someone with depression to just smile more. Sleep disorders can completely prevent proper deep sleep learning, and sometimes medication is necessary to restore normal sleep architecture. Intermittent fasting timing can interfere with deep sleep if done incorrectly. Going to bed hungry triggers stress hormones that fragment sleep, while eating too close to bedtime keeps your digestive system active during what should be consolidation time. People are so focused on when they eat that they're forgetting how it affects when and how they sleep. The idea that you can train yourself to need less sleep is dangerous pseudoscience. While there's individual variation in sleep needs, you can't hack your way out of biological requirements. People claiming they've optimized their life to need only 4 hours of sleep are slowly destroying their cognitive function. Their brains are accumulating damage that will eventually present itself, usually in spectacular fashion. Sleep position training devices that wake you up when you move are counterproductive. Natural movement during sleep is essential for circulation and comfort. Forcing yourself to stay in one position fragments sleep and prevents proper cycling through sleep stages. Your brain needs you to be comfortable to properly consolidate memories, not frozen like a statue. The oversimplification of sleep stages in popular media has created massive misunderstandings. People think REM sleep is for dreams and deep sleep is for rest, missing the complex interplay between stages. Each stage prepares the brain for the next, and you can't optimize one without considering the others. It's like trying to improve one instrument in an orchestra without considering how it fits with the rest. The morning routine obsession often ignores the importance of evening routines for deep sleep learning. People are so focused on their bulletproof coffee and cold showers that they forget their brain needs preparation for sleep. The best morning routine won't compensate for a terrible evening routine that prevents proper memory consolidation. The blue light panic has gone too far in some circles. While blue light before bed does interfere with sleep, the hysteria has people wearing orange goggles all day and missing important light exposure that actually helps regulate circadian rhythms. Your brain needs light signals during the day to properly time deep sleep at night. Complete light avoidance is as bad as excessive exposure. The idea that meditation can replace sleep is dangerously wrong. While meditation has benefits, it cannot substitute for the memory consolidation that happens during deep sleep. Your brain needs actual unconsciousness to perform its maintenance functions. Meditation is like defragging your hard drive while it's running, helpful, but not the same as a proper shutdown and restart. Sleep tourism, where people pay thousands to sleep in optimal environments, misses the point that consistency matters more than perfection. One night in a perfect sleep pod won't undo months of poor sleep habits. Your brain needs regular, consistent deep sleep for proper learning consolidation, not occasional spa treatments. The gamification of sleep with apps that reward good sleep scores can create performance anxiety that interferes with actual sleep. Your brain doesn't need achievements and badges, it needs darkness, quiet, and the absence of worry about whether you're sleeping correctly. The irony is that trying too hard to sleep well prevents sleeping well. Finally, the biggest myth of all, that there's a one-size-fits-all solution to optimizing deep sleep learning. Your brain is unique, with its own patterns, needs, and responses. What works for your favorite podcaster might not work for you. The key is understanding the principles and experimenting carefully, not blindly following the latest sleep trend. What sleep myth have you fallen for? Comment below with your confession. We've all been suckered by at least one bogus sleep hack. And if you want to separate sleep science from sleep fiction, that notification bell will alert you to future deep dives into what actually works versus what's just expensive nonsense. As we reach the end of this journey through your sleeping brain, let's talk about what all this means for your life, your future, and humanity's relationship with consciousness itself. Because understanding deep sleep learning isn't just about getting better grades or remembering where you put your keys. It's about understanding a fundamental aspect of what makes us human, our ability to learn, adapt, and transform ourselves one night at a time. Every single night, your brain performs a miracle that we're only beginning to understand. It takes the chaos of daily experience and transforms it into the organized knowledge that becomes you. Your personality, your skills, your memories, they're all sculpted during those hours of unconsciousness. You're literally a different person when you wake up than when you went to sleep, upgraded by processes so complex that our most advanced computers can't replicate them. The implications of deep sleep learning research extend far beyond individual optimization. We're approaching a future where we might be able to enhance human learning capacity dramatically. Imagine schools designed around sleep schedules, with nap pods for consolidation. Imagine workplaces that prioritize sleep as much as productivity, understanding that the two are inseparable. Imagine a society that treats sleep as the sacred neural maintenance it is, rather than an inconvenience to be minimized. But there's also a darker side to consider. As we develop technologies to manipulate memory consolidation during sleep, we raise ethical questions that sound like science fiction, but are becoming science fact. Who decides what memories should be enhanced or suppressed? Could authoritarian regimes use sleep manipulation for indoctrination? Could corporations hack our sleep to make us better consumers? The same technologies that could cure PTSD could potentially be used to create false memories or erase inconvenient truths. The discovery that our brains are literally washing themselves during deep sleep has massive implications for public health. The link between poor sleep and neurodegenerative diseases means that our 24/7 society is potentially creating an epidemic of cognitive decline. We're sacrificing our future mental health for present productivity, accumulating neural damage that won't become apparent for years or decades. The educational system is slowly awakening to the importance of sleep for learning. Some forward-thinking schools are starting classes later to align with teenage circadian rhythms. They're teaching students about sleep hygiene as part of the curriculum. They're recognizing that a well-rested student learns more in 6 hours than an exhausted student does in 10. The future of education might be less about cramming information and more about optimizing consolidation. The relationship between deep sleep learning and artificial intelligence is fascinating and slightly terrifying. As we understand more about how biological neural networks consolidate information, we're applying these principles to artificial systems. Future AI might have sleep-like states where they consolidate and organize information. We're literally teaching machines to sleep and dream. The question is, when an AI dreams, what does it dream about? The personal implications of understanding deep sleep learning are profound. Once you truly grasp that your brain is actively working while you sleep, you can never again dismiss sleep as wasted time. Every night becomes an opportunity for transformation. Every morning you wake up with a brain that has been carefully edited, optimized, and upgraded. You're not the same person who went to bed, and that's the point. The societal cost of sleep deprivation, now that we understand deep sleep learning, is staggering. We're talking about billions in lost productivity, increased healthcare costs, and human potential unrealized. Every sleep-deprived person is operating below their cognitive capacity, making worse decisions, learning less effectively, and accumulating neural damage. It's like running society with everyone at 80% capacity, but there's hope. The growing awareness of sleep's importance is creating a cultural shift. Sleep is becoming cool. Optimization is replacing deprivation as a status symbol. People are beginning to brag about their sleep quality instead of their sleep lack. We're slowly recognizing that the person who gets 8 hours of quality sleep is more impressive than the one who survives on 4. The future of deep sleep learning might involve technologies we can barely imagine. Brain-computer interfaces that optimize consolidation in real time. Pharmacological enhancers that improve memory consolidation without side effects. Sleep environments that adapt to your neural patterns. We're approaching a time when sleep could become our most powerful tool for cognitive enhancement. The understanding of deep sleep learning also changes how we think about consciousness itself. The fact that our brains are actively processing, learning, and creating while we're unconscious challenges our definitions of awareness and self. Are we really unconscious during sleep? Or are we conscious in a different way? Is the self that exists during deep sleep the same as the waking self? These aren't just philosophical questions, they have real implications for how we understand human identity. The connection between deep sleep learning and creativity suggests that our greatest innovations might come not from conscious effort, but from unconscious processing. Every night, billions of brains are simultaneously solving problems, making connections, and generating ideas. Humanity's collective unconscious is literally working on our challenges while we sleep. The solutions to our biggest problems might come to someone in a dream tonight. As we wrap up this journey through the sleeping brain, let's bring it back to you, lying in bed tonight, about to embark on another 8-hour adventure in neural optimization. You now know that as you drift off, your brain is preparing for one of the most complex operations in the known universe. It's going to sort through thousands of moments, decide what defines you, and quietly upgrade your operating system while you dream about whatever weird thing your brain decides to show you. The knowledge of deep sleep learning is both empowering and humbling. Empowering because you now understand how to optimize this incredible process. Humbling because you realize how much happens beyond your conscious control. Your sleeping brain is smarter than your waking mind in many ways, solving problems you didn't know you had, making connections you couldn't consciously make. Tonight, when you lay your head on that pillow, you're not just going to sleep. You're entering a biological virtual reality where your brain rehearses, revises, and reimagines your life. You're giving your neurons permission to party, your memories permission to mingle, and your consciousness permission to take a break while the real work happens. You're participating in a ritual that connects you to every human who ever lived, all of us surrendering to the same mysterious process. The journey we've taken through deep sleep learning reveals that we are not fixed entities, but dynamic systems, constantly being updated by processes we're only beginning to understand. Every night is a small death and rebirth, a transformation so subtle we don't notice it, but so profound it shapes everything we are. We are not the same person from one day to the next, and that's not a bug, it's the feature. So here's my challenge to you. Respect your sleep, not just because you'll feel better or perform better, but because it's when you become better. Your sleeping brain is your ally, your teacher, your personal neural engineer, working tirelessly to make you the best version of yourself. Give it the time, the conditions, and the respect it deserves. Comment below with your biggest revelation from this deep dive into deep sleep learning. Has this changed how you think about sleep? Will you do anything differently tonight? And if you've made it through all of this, you're clearly someone who values understanding the incredible machine that is your brain. Hit that subscribe button for more journeys into the weird, wonderful, and occasionally terrifying world of neuroscience. As you go to bed tonight, remember you're not just sleeping, you're consolidating, optimizing, and transforming. Your brain is about to perform magic, and all you have to do is get out of the way and let it work. Sweet dreams, fellow travelers in consciousness. May your sleep spindles be strong, your slow waves be deep, and your memories be consolidated into something beautiful. The night shift is about to begin, and your brain is ready to clock in. See you on the other side of consciousness, slightly different, slightly better, and ready for whatever tomorrow brings.